Alright, so I want to go over object styles in this segment. And what object styles do is they allow you to change the section cut line thickness, the color of the section cut line if you wanted to change that, or also the line type. It should allow you to change the elevation line thickness, but it does not, and we'll take a look at how you'll do that. So to do this particular segment, I'm going to zoom in on this level 2 plan, and then I'm going to double click on level 1, and I'm going to tile these windows. I'm just going to type WT for window tile, and I'm going to kind of squish them up here over here on the side, and you'll see why in a minute. Let's get them both over here sort of on top of each other so we can see a little bit of each one of them. Alright, so floor plan level 1, floor plan level 2, similar views. So let's open up our object styles dialog box and change the line weight on, let's see if I can get, let's go ahead and zoom that up there. So we've got some section line weight and some elevation line weight in both of these. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Object Styles dialog box, and to do that you go to the Manage tab, and there's an Object Styles. So click on Object Styles, and it's going to bring up a dialog box, and I'm going to move it over to the side. So that's why I have those squished over there so we can see them while this dialog box is open. Category has the Revit categories, and it has a line weight, projection, and cut. Here's the mass, which is what Revit understands this to be. So let's say we wanted to change the line weight of the section cut here. Right now it's set to a 5. So I'm just going to go to the pull down, and I'm going to set it to something really thick so you can see the change. If I set it to a 10 and apply, you're going to see those line weights get super thick. So I can come back down to this pull down, and if you scroll down you'll see that Revit has 16 line weights, and they all get thicker as they get higher. So if I go back down, say to a 6, that's a little bit too thick, that 10, and I say I'm happy with the 6, or maybe 7's my lucky number, so I'll select 7 and apply. Okay. Now, one would hope that the projection line area would work the same way, but it doesn't. So if I come in and change that from a 1 to a 4 and apply, nothing happens. Very frustrating. So I'm just going to change this back to a 1. The way you change the elevation is to go into your object styles, and in the imported objects there is a line projection under the imports and families. You can see that it's set to a 3 and it's set to gray. So I can come in and change that to a 5 and set it to black. Click OK and apply, and you'll see those update. I am not sure why Revit listens to the section in the model objects area and the imported objects in the projection here. So if I go back to the model objects and mass, you could also change the line color of the section line. So you could come in and change it to red. Apply. Right, so it'll change it to red. You can change it from a solid to a dashed line if you wanted to. I'll just change it back to a black line. Alright. So going back to the imported objects tab, you're going to see that it also has a line pattern, so you could change that line pattern as well. But it also has the material. So this Form 1 material is, this Form 1 mat is what we applied to it in the conceptual mass. So if you want to change the fill, you need to change the material is what is controlling this fill for all of the cuts. So if you left click in this area and left click on the little dot 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 that comes up over here on the right, it's going to go immediately to whatever that material is and highlight it. Now you may have some extra form materials in here. I would recommend you delete them. Whichever one is highlighted is the one that we want to work with. So I'm just going to move this over here. Now, here's your fill, so here's your cut, right? So if I come in here and I change the fill color, or change the fill from solid to, let's just do, how about, we'll just do a diagonal crosshatch. Click OK. And we'll change it to a different color. How about red? Click OK. And then if I apply it, it should update, but it does not. So let's click OK. And click OK to sort of get back to our area. Now let's go ahead and open up another section. Let's open up level 4. And if we open up level 4 and zoom extents and turn on the mass in level 4, click OK, and zoom in, you're going to see that it has updated for this particular view. I'm going to close that view, and I'm going to go ahead and let's open up section 2, and you'll see that section 2 has in fact updated. This is a visibility representation problem with Revit. This doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with Revit and the way it represents or is able to update things. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to save my file, and I'm going to close down. Alright, and it's going to give me that A3 project right here first in the list, and you're going to see that it actually represents it as being gray filled. But let's go ahead and open up A3 project again. And if you open it up again and we zoom out, you see that it has updated the material. Sometimes you just have got to open and close it to get it to update, and I do not know why or what that problem is with Revit. So that's object styles. So we'll take a look at visibility graphics in the next one.